Welcome back. If you're here, it means you've reached the deep end of the pool, the masterclass level. This is the full, unabridged exploration into how human minds truly work, and more importantly, how to stop being controlled by them. Today's topic is arguably the most critical for self-mastery: pattern matching. We are moving past simple emotional reading and into predictive psychology. Most people think they are reading emotions. They think if they understand why you feel angry, or why you withdraw, that they have power. But the most skilled manipulators don't operate on emotion. They operate on patterns. Predictable, universal human weaknesses. And understanding this difference, the shift from feeling to predicting, is the key to freedom. Scientifically, pattern matching is our brain's attempt to simplify a complex reality. It's efficient, yes. But it's also fundamentally flawed when dealing with other human minds. Our brains love patterns because they save energy. If you see a followed by B every time, your brain assumes it will always be C. This is a cognitive shortcut. When applied to people, this shortcut is dangerous. We start seeing predictable cycles in others' lives and relationships. We assume that if someone withdrew after criticism once, they will always withdraw next time. We build an entire narrative around a single pattern. This is where the vulnerability lies. Manipulators don't challenge your emotions, they simply feed you predictable patterns until you are trapped by your own assumptions. Think about conflict in relationships. The pattern often goes, conflict - a defensive withdrawal - a guilt or anxiety - over apology. It's a predictable loop. The manipulator's job is to identify where you are most vulnerable in that loop, usually when you feel the anxiety or guilt, because those are high leverage emotional points. So, how do you break free? You must become aware of the pattern before it happens. You have to see the cycle forming in real time. This requires radical self-awareness. You must know your own default patterns, your triggers for withdrawal, your need for external validation, your tendency to over-explain. Once you recognize your own pattern, say that when criticized, you immediately become defensive and shut down, you can preemptively interrupt it. This is where the pattern interruption hack comes in. It's not about fighting back. It's about introducing unexpected data to reset their predictive loop. Let's say they criticize you for being late. The expected pattern is defensiveness or apology. Instead, you intentionally change the subject with a low-stakes compliment. Example: you were late. Your response: actually, I love that watch. It really suits you. Suddenly, the critical pattern is derailed. They have to recalibrate. This doesn't solve the underlying problem, but it breaks the predictive nature of the interaction. It forces them out of their rehearsed script. Another pattern to watch for is the victim card. When someone feels cornered or challenged, they immediately shift into victimhood. It's a highly predictable defensive maneuver. When you see this shift, do not engage with the victim narrative. Do not try to fix them or validate their pain immediately. Instead, name the pattern. You might say, I hear that you feel hurt right now. It seems like this conversation has put you in a defensive position. This is not empathy, it's observation. This shifts the dynamic from emotional entanglement to intellectual analysis. You are forcing them back into a rational space. In professional settings, watch for the gaslight echo. This is when someone repeats your own words back to you, but slightly altered, to make you question your memory or sanity. When you detect this pattern, the subtle twisting of language, do not defend your memory. Instead, calmly repeat your original statement back to them. You say, "What I said was X." By refusing to engage in their linguistic distortion, you anchor yourself in objective reality. This is your shield. Another pattern is the intermittent reinforcement. This is common in attraction and relationships. The person alternates between extreme warmth and sudden coldness. This pattern is designed to keep you off balance and constantly chasing the hot moments. You become addicted to the unpredictable reward. The defense here is radical predictability from you. You become the stable element. When they pull away, you do not chase. You maintain your equilibrium. This is the ultimate mastery of pattern recognition. It's not about predicting their next move, it's about refusing to let their patterns dictate your internal state. Remember this framework: when you feel confusion, anxiety, or the urge to over-explain yourself in an interaction, stop. Assume there is a pattern at play. Ask yourself, what predictable human weakness is being exploited right now? Is it my need for approval? My fear of conflict? My tendency to rationalize bad behavior? By identifying the pattern, the weakness they are leveraging, you strip it of its power. You move from being a reaction machine to an observer. This isn't about becoming cold or detached. It's about radical self-respect. Recognizing the pattern means you refuse to participate in a cycle that diminishes you. The goal is to create enough cognitive dissonance for them that the pattern simply fails. They don't know how to proceed when their script breaks. Mastery of pattern recognition is the ultimate form of psychological defense. It gives you immunity to manipulation, whether it comes from a partner, a boss, or a friend. Start practicing this today. The next time you feel that familiar wave of anxiety or defensiveness, pause. Don't react. Just observe the pattern forming. Because the moment you realize that your emotional reaction is predictable, you gain back your most valuable resource, your freedom. This is the blueprint for understanding human behavior, not to control others, but to protect yourself from being controlled. Use this knowledge wisely.